Holy crap, I'm back on the podcast, guys. It feels like it's been, 6 months since the last time I was actually able to make one of these. And the first time I'm back, we're missing somebody else. But yes, it's that time again. It's Map5 podcast. It's a Friday night, and we're here to bring you all the news from this week's Tier 2 and beyond. But it's a little thin on the ground this week, guys. It's going to be a short one, I think.
Yeah, that's not as much going on as we have had in previous episodes, but a hearty welcome back. I see you rocking a brand new hoodie over there.
Yeah, I've still got to do some like social media thank yous. I got a big like crate of stuff from London Spitfire that just like reached out and said, "Hey, can we send you some stuff?" Like, yes, absolutely you can, and it's all really cool. But I haven't had chance to do a thing saying how awesome they are and this stuff is. But yes, that's me. And I noticed that we've got Billy in a Dallas Fuel shirt.
We do.
Jeff, where's your swag? Where's your flair?
I know.
At least 30 pieces of flair. That's what we need.
Apparently, I'm slacking on that this week. I did get a signed jersey in, but I'm not going to wear it.
Okay. So, yeah, you don't want to rip the ink off.
Yes, exactly. But no, I did not get the memo that we were rocking all Overwatch League teams this week. That's unfortunate. I'm just here in like a basic tee.
Yeah.
I do have basic bull skunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's an oxymoron, but sure, we'll go with it.
It could be worse. You could just be a still zoomed in image of your own eye, nose, and mouth that is about 7 times bigger than the faces of everybody else on this.
It's terrifying.
On this forum. It's like it came up and we all did a whoa away from that thing. Yeah, Ocean, our good friend Ethan is actually not technically traveling to foreign parts. He's only gone to London for MCM Comic Con, so he's over there. Well, at this time of day, hopefully sleeping, but I think he said he was meeting some of the voice actors from Legend of Korra, so that sounds cool.
Yeah.
And he'll be back when he's back. In the meantime, a few items of news, and then today we're going over the results from the first week of OD, which concluded last week in EMEA, NA, and ANZ, which is Australia and New Zealand, for those of you not in the know. But let's get started here with the news segment, and I very judiciously gave myself the first news item here, and unfortunately it is kind of sad news in that one of the few remaining academy teams is decided to disband. For how long this is, if this is permanent, if this is whatever, it's a little hard to say. But yet Gen.G, sadly, no longer an entity. They've for a long time been a very strong pipeline of talent from Tier 3 and Tier 2 up into Overwatch League. My friend Dayback Owl on Twitter is a very good person to follow for tracking what all of these players are doing. I think there's been some movement here from Arnold, who's the head of Gen.G, to say like they're doing everything they can to make sure their current players on Gen.G get good places and good contracts going forward. But yeah, a bit of an end of an era here, guys.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate trend, it looks like, apparently.
Yeah. Trying to think what we've got left academy-wise. I think Boston Uprising Academy.
Yeah, Uprising Academy is, I think,
Team
still
CC.
Around. Yeah, Team CC is still there. T1.
Of course, O2 Blast.
And now O2 Blast is officially an academy team. But we've lost Team Chaser, and now I've lost Gen.G in relatively short succession. So
British Hurricane as well.
Yeah, with British Hurricane falling out. I mean, British Hurricane was like one of the last surviving ones in the West. Certainly, I mean, I guess they were the only one left in EMEA. And I think Uprising Academy is technically the only one left in NA. But, you know, the APAC region was still kind of holding on. You still had those academy teams that were thriving, were doing well, were functioning how academy teams were advertised, you know, all those years ago, where they're actually pulling talent up and working them through to Overwatch League and have a bit of a process. Like, APAC seemed to be holding on to it, and then this offseason, now they're starting to feel the burn there. So it is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just been such a long, slow drag of an off-season with no real opportunity for most of these players. So I guess it's understandable why you maybe want to drag some resources out of that or decide that it's no longer sustainable. But yeah, if you're a fan of the scene, it sucks to lose some of these bigger names.
Well, and I don't know what the answer is. If collegiate's kind of what we've been leaning on to a little bit here in the NA scene, I don't know what the equivalent answer is for the other scenes.
No, I don't think there is another answer for the overseas, because they just don't have the collegiate reach that we do here in America. So I think that's a big thing for everybody right now, is what is the future of the pipeline going to be, in ANZ, in China, in Korea. I mean, you still got T1W that's still kind of acting as a pipeline team for the Spark. The Spark, or is it
T1
Charge?
is Phillies. I don't know about T1W. I don't know.
T1W is feeding into one of them, or is it Billy Billy?
Billy is Spark.
Yeah, Billy is Spark. So the T1W is the Charge. Yeah, they're the Hangzhou Charge.
Yeah.
So
Hangzhou Spark, Guangzhou Charge,
and the Guangzhou,
the other Joe.
The other Joe.
Yeah. The other Joe.
It's all Chinese and electricity themed.
It is, isn't it? It is all very electricity themed. That's a valid point. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how I've never caught on to that.
I just now realized it myself. Thanks, Phil.
Yeah.
Happy to help.
Thanks. Moving on. We do have a bit of good news now. One of our favorite people in the Tier 3, Tier 2 scene, CJ, is now a member of the Northwood Esports University. So, yeah, they are the premier. They call themselves the premier collegiate esports program, and they have been winning titles left and right across multiple titles. And so now they've got a fantastic support on their team. Now, this is going to be a team to watch, and I think CJ may be a little bit of a link that needed to be filled in their support department. I think that this is actually one of the best pickups that could have happened, and still playing for Wisp as well.
And it's big shoes to fill, though, for CJ, right? Because the spot that he's filling is Landon, who went to London Spitfire.
Yeah.
And, before they got announced, we were talking about how Landon is probably the biggest Tier 2 or collegiate pickup if you are looking to fill the kind of hole that London Spitfire had. I know there was some comments from not the current coach of Northwood Esports, but I think a coach that has worked with CJ of saying this is great. I believe this guy has the potential to reach OWL level. So yeah, great opportunity for CJ. I think he's done some good stuff on Wisp. He's made a good name for himself on Wisp. And was he with UTD? What was the collegiate team he was playing for previously?
No, it wasn't UTD. It was one of the smaller ones. I'd have to double check. I'm spacing on that. I can look at that real quick. In the meantime, we did have we have LaFawn in chat here, who was there's LaFawn in chat. I mean, you can impromptu come hopped on if you want. But he was saying that it's Up Academy was the one that you were thinking of. That is Charge's academy team, and that Team CC has no players on their roster right now, and their status is very questionable. So we could potentially lose another one.
Just to jump back in after some hasty Liquipedia-ing, it was Lords Esports.
It was Lords. That's it. That's right. I remember seeing it, and I remember it was one of the smaller schools. But still, I mean, Lords made top 16.
Yeah.
They weren't trash.
No, I don't think any of us were saying that.
No.
Well, I didn't want smaller school to imply that they weren't competitive. That's
they weren't your base stakes. They weren't your Red Birdies.
Correct.
Yeah. There's definitely a tier system amongst the collegiate teams. I mean, you've got the upper echelon, then you've got everybody else. And I think, especially like NECC, I think that's a great program that they've got going, all the different tiers that they've got. They've got the champions, they've got the legends. Then you go down in the emergence and stuff like that. It's giving all these smaller time schools the chance to kind of spread their wings and get that collegiate competitive experience. I think it's nothing but good. Lords was one of those teams that was kind of on the fringe, and top 16 ain't too bad. So also looking at Acronator in chat, so there's a lot of money owed by the franchises to Activision Blizzard that had been rendered, that had been stalled.
The hell did that come from? Sorry, Billy.
It came from chat.
It came from chat, but I was actually reading it earlier. It's something like they deferred the payments from 2020, and they're trying now to get it deferred to 2024. So there's something like $40 million or $400 million, I think, is what I read from all the teams that are owed to Activision Blizzard. So it is pretty nasty.
Why that's important to our T2 scene is... All right. I think I chased the goblins off for now. No promises going into the future.
Okay, yeah, it looks like we might be okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
I can see us.
Please. I pray to ye internet gods.
Yeah, if we can we get a thumbs up from chat, that would be super.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Apologies, friends. Apologies for the tech issues. Not ideal, but you know what? We are persistent. We're not gonna back away from a challenge.
That's right.
Where
were we?
Congrats to CJ. Let's move on.
Yes.
Congrats to CJ.
I assume this is mine.
Well, I mean that's kind of it for. It has been such a slow week for news this week. Like, when you look at some of the other episodes where we've got dozens and dozens of entries, that's kind of it here for Tier 2 news.
It has. It has been a little slow otherwise. But so let's introduce our new segment to where we're gonna this is a brilliant idea here proposed by Phil, and well, we're gonna try it out. It's kind of our prototype run. We'll get it more refined as things goes on, but we're introducing RookieWatch. So we want to highlight some of our favorite rookies going in to Overwatch League, and just kind of pick a favorite moment from throughout the week that our T2 rookies, but they've been popping off in T1, and we love to see it. So we want to highlight that a little bit. And I think you've got the first one, Phil?
I do. Yes. So kind of hard to pick like good moments. That's not true. It's kind of hard to pick just one good moment from just one good rookie, because like we were watching the shock game earlier and watching Proper just have a monster of a game. So I'm gonna lean towards my biases here, and this is gonna go. My rookie of the week is gonna go to Vindaim from the Seoul Dynasty. Seoul Dynasty, one of the two teams I'm keen on them doing well. And we've got a little clip here from their match against the Philadelphia Fusion, which was a 3-0 stomp. Take that, Philadelphia Fusion fans. And Vindaim getting in on the action here on the kill feed. And like, this is not the only time. Like, I kind of get sick of hearing the phrase bloodthirsty support, because it's kind of a cliche now. But like, Vindaim wants that accolade. Like, there's a lot of Vindaim in the kill feeds in the Seoul Dynasty games.
Yeah, it's not just like, a boop off the side. Like, it's Vindaim shooting people in the face and getting the kills with the right click. I think it's a great shout. And we were talking earlier, Vindaim wasn't one of those pickups where you're like, it wasn't, blowing the doors off, where everybody was super hyped and just building the potential for Vindaim. Like, that was not the storyline going around. So I think this is an awesome shout. It's good to see Vindaim and Seoul Dynasty, getting some dubs.
No. Hang on. Look, I've made a mistake here. I think I'm okay because it's not a game day. I think as long as I can keep this on this side of the dateline, I'm fine to say Seoul Dynasty did good things. I don't want to hear any more Seoul Dynasty are going to do well. I don't want to hear Seoul Dynasty are in with a chance. I want no positive coverage unless it is retrospective positive coverage. Because if you say nice things about the Seoul Dynasty before they play a game or whilst they're playing a game, they will fumble. That you can't do it. So that is the last positive coverage I want to say. I want them to win. Let me get that straight. I don't want to do any more positive talking about them.
Okay.
Oh, damn it. I was so late on this, but I'm still going to put it up there.
Thank you. Very kind.
I do my best. Oh, all right. Well, that brings us to my rookie watch pick of the week. I had to go with false. This is actually from just a few hours ago. And yeah, there was a lot of rookie pop-off going on from the San Francisco Shock. Fine. We've come to expect that. I think that would be the easy way out. I'm going the other direction. I'm picking one of the other off tanks that we saw move up from T2 NA and who has had a lot harder time finding room to pop off this season. So yeah, false definitely gets my shout here today. Let me get this full screen, get this done right. There it is. Boom. And this is from the end of Eichenwalde, where you look at this first shot, and this is all San Francisco on the point. You think they're gonna cap, like this looks done and dusted. Vancouver 0-5, struggling against anybody. Proper goes to the high ground, and then just gets absolutely grab hill right in place. Proper thought they were about to take over, and after killing Kaluge, False manages to shut them down, which stops San Francisco here. They get a map win over the Shock, and frankly, like that was. At the end of this map, you see False just turn around and walk off, like that was it. Like, all right, I'm just putting the mouse down. Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's it. It's not gonna get any better than that. You just see False just waltz out of frame. It was an awesome moment, and there you go. That's my rookie watch pick of the week. Go False. Keep up the good work. You're gonna get that first dub soon enough. I just know it. I
do think like. Where False has had a little more time to play traditional offtank, like watching his Zarya play, particularly on Control Center, on Lijiang Tower, which was the map after the one we just watched, like really doing good things, like putting himself in the territory where he's going to need a back brace for how much the rest of his team was weighing compared to him and the amount of carrying he had to do. Got to hope that for the Vancouver Titans, they just start to tighten things up a little bit here and give your Rookie of the Week a bit of a chance to shine.
Agreed.
I mean, there's a lot of rookies on this team, but yeah, False to stand out performance, and claps to False. Claps in chat.
There we go.
Oh, we're doing the very, very nice one. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, clapping on a mic can be pretty abrasive, so you gotta be ginger about it.
Oh god.
Phil went into the void.
I'm back.
Ish.
Here, let's do a refresh on my end. There we go.
There we go.
We're good.
I'm fuzzy, but I'm back.
He's fuzzy and he knows it.
It's that hoodie. It's the hoodie's fuzzy.
Yeah.
You know.
2 pounds.
Yeah. What was I saw a meme earlier. It's like never in frame. Who was that? Was that Violet? It wasn't Violet. Who was it? It's like always like naturally blurry, like Bigfoot, like on cam.
Oh yeah. I forget who that was.
I don't think it was Violet. Damn it. Oh, anyway, moving on. Billy,
yes.
Who's your rookie watch pick of the week?
Reiner. Only because I like the Redbirds, and I mean he's had some up and downs. I think his Winston play was pretty darn good. I had a chance to run the Reinhardt as well. So I mean, 3-1 win today. Had a pretty good day, but. I was looking at some of the responses here in Judo there below. That is just wrong on so many different levels. But I think he's finally getting acclimatized to the league, and I think he's starting to really, really pop off. So, man, I mean the rookie gap that I call it. That we're seeing with these high-tiered T2 players that have now moved up to L and starting to own on some of the more veteran players. It just makes it, why did they not get signed before? And man, it is absolutely beautiful to see from these players making their move up and making their stamp on the league. I mean, the Glads are looking pretty damn good right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they stop the slide. Like they dropped 2 reverse sweeps back to back on a team that was arguably number 1 in a lot of people's power rankings going in. And so I still have them going. I think them and Dallas will be the top 2. I think the Glads will get it together. I still think they have the best backline in the league. And Reiner is one of my favorite rookies of the 60 some odd rookies that got called in. Reiner is still a personal favorite as well. So I love this shout.
I would just like to thank Reiner for flubbing the Rhine matchup on that first map in their series against London Spitfire today. Thank you for that bit of hopium. Much appreciated.
Hey, London. They're pulling out good maps.
They're doing okay. They're doing okay. They're a small budget team, and competing with some big budget teams and doing okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Aces high, everybody.
I like it.
Opium. I can smell it from Missouri.
I mean, the turntables. What can I say? I've been a Dallas fan since year one, and we finally got something to be proud of here. You started off strong with taking the very first Overwatch League trophy, and it's been searching for that glory ever since.
Yeah, the turns have tabled. And speaking of things turning, let's turn now to the main meat of this week's episode. Again, probably not going to be a particularly deep dive here, but we are 1 week into OD, particularly in North America, EMEA and ANZ. I do just like saying lots of letters, one after the other. We thought we'd just do a bit of a rundown of where we were, highlight some teams that we think are worth watching, and generally give you an idea of where things stand. I think one of the things Ethan really wants to talk about is, does this open division mean anything? I think that's a conversation that could probably wait for Ethan, because I am pretty confident he's got some thoughts, capital T thoughts, on the matter. And for now, we'll just give you the rundown on where we are with open division. So let's kick things off and have a look with NA open division.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at Budget HU looks scary. Always. Best Buds 2's come back into it. I mean, there's a lot of up and down.
This is the problem with the Game Battle website is that we have players here who, if you knew their Twitter handles or what they're normally known by, you go, oh yeah, of course, it's such and such a person. Not quite so good here, but the ones that we can pick out just from the Game Battles thing, Hopeful, who we had kind of thought we'd lost for a little while. Also another console player.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. Tap, as a phenomenal DPS player.
Mm-hmm.
I believe... which collegiate team was Tap playing for? Wasn't HU Storm? Was it?
I think it was.
Oh, it might have been HU Storm then, yeah. Tap, phenomenally good DPS player. So I think we've seen... but that's why they're budget HU Storm. Gotcha.
Yeah,
I understand now.
Yeah,
he's
from Harrisburg.
Really, really firing on all cylinders today, aren't I?
And then was on Uprising Academy back before Finale and Stellar, I believe.
So I think a good roster here with a pretty strong chance of making it quite deep into OD. We've still got a few more weeks left yet, but there are a lot of teams in OD. There are a few teams as good as this team in OD.
No, they got the number 1 seed for a reason of the 130 teams in AOD. Budget HU has the number 1 slot. There have been some other good ones. I heard the Best Buds 2.0 shout. They've been doing very well. They're still in this. I think I don't think anybody has really been knocked out. That would be a big surprise thus far. The only one that stood out to me was Region in A.
Yeah.
It got knocked out really early. So condolences to Aqua and the Region crew as they went out in second round.
Yeah, we still have Shigami in here. We have Boston's Finest as well.
Boston Finest is a good one to talk about.
Yeah, Boston Finest is a good one. Yeah. There we go. Boston's Finest.
Yeah, let's pull this roster.
I would be surprised if they have dropped a map here. Interestingly, I really like they've got Neb on the roster here, who I know from their time in... my collegiate knowledge is just all disintegrated. I believe Bay State.
Yes.
For Neb? Yes.
Yeah, it was Neb and Forgotten, I believe, were the backline for Bay State, or all the backline for Bay State.
So Neb, we at ECAC, one of the collegiate leagues, every time Bay State come for an interview, it's Neb on the broadcast, and he's such a fun guy. Really, really fun to interview. So good to see that he's found a position here outside of collegiate, and I think this is another roster that's going to do. We're going to see these guys up in the top 8, top 4. Maybe in the top position here, a really strong team.
And Forgotten on that Bay State roster as well.
Yeah, but as we've established, my brain in the month that I've not been on this podcast has just turned completely to mush, so I can't remember who played for who anymore.
Yeah, it's Forgotten is on that roster as well. Mikan on that roster, who's fairly good. Yes. I don't think Mikan made it onto this roster, but is he?
I
remember it was. Sure Yeah, it was. I mean, in fact, it basically came in here and recruited a bunch of Bay State players. Remember talking about that during the beta clash, because that's when we first saw this roster revealed. Not realizing that I think that they were going to stick around as an ODE team. I thought, Infected just kind of came through and was like, I'll build this roster for this Natter tournament. And yeah, it turns out that they're just going to run it into OD. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And so far, like you say, I'd be surprised if we don't see them get those top 32 slots. Like there's a lot of room for these teams to move through. So I'd be surprised if Boston's Finest isn't one of them.
Yeah. Anybody else we want to highlight from NA? I know we've got GeForce still in the
GeForce is still alive
in
and
the
kicking.
bracket. So like a lot of the tier 3 teams, a lot of the tier 3 players that you kind of expect to be competing at this level. We've yet to see much from some of the more established teams. Like I think you said, we've seen Region come out fairly early. Shikigami are still in, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at, Shikigami.
Yeah,
I tell you what, there's I casted both EU and NA day one. Wichita Wolves, Flexecution, named he graduated from Wichita State. Got back with the gang there in Wichita, and they have put together a team called Wichita Wolves. They are the 64 seed. They did lose to HU.
I think a lot of people are going to.
Yeah, but they are now making their way through the losers bracket. I think that they've got an awesome chance to make a lower bracket run. Just based upon what I saw from them, you can see that the synergy of old that was there for the Shockers. They actually had a really good showing, and I mean they took a map off of HU, so not necessarily bad for them. I think that this lower bracket run could be good for them. I mean, the Region NA Academy team is actually still in it as well.
Yeah.
I think they got knocked out.
No, I'm looking at it right now. They got they're playing NYAA in the 4th round of losers bracket.
I wonder if that's NYAA or Nya, like the cat noise.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just taking a look through the I always look at this. Rutgers is still in it. I don't remember hearing them play at any time, but Region apparently is still in it.
Okay, I was looking at winners bracket. So yeah, both Region teams got knocked out of winners bracket.
Yeah.
There we go. This is a well-researched, highly oiled, smoothly operating podcast.
Of course.
And I won't hear any
only
any
the best.
Oh yeah.
Only the best.
I haven't been doing anything this week. I spent the entire week researching for Open Division. That's all I've done.
Yeah. No.
Okay, well, look, if nobody's got anybody else that they want to really focus on here for NA, let's head over the ocean and have a look at what's happening over in EMEA. And I've got to be honest from the get-go here, now that I'm in a different time zone, I really have not been following the EMEA scene as much as I would like. So I'm anticipating a lot of surprises here. Munich Esports, there we go. I know that name. And Mind Goblin still here. Mind Goblin out into the lower brackets here.
Yeah, Munich still alive and kicking. And I mean, you're number 1 seed for a reason. I think this is definitely a squad we'll see compete in the summer series or summer, whatever they're calling that thing.
Jeff,
the actual Contenders tournament. Yes, absolutely. Let's pull that up. Good call.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anj, Finzi.
Love. Do you know what? Love, I've got a lot of time for as a player and as a person. Really nice guy, really good hit scan. Let's hope Overwatch 2 gives him a little more luck than he had in Overwatch 1.
Yeah, trust me on this roster as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Fi as well. It's a strong roster. Did we catch what their seeding was?
Number 1.
Oh, they're number 1 seed. Okay.
Yeah, they are number 1 seed.
Yeah, well, fully expect them to make a deep run.
Yeah, SR Peak Check is on the lower half of the bracket. That is LH Cloudy's team playing with a bunch of Finns.
Okay.
So at least it's not Finnish swear word this time.
Good.
We don't see. By the way, it's Perkala. Perkala. Yeah.
What did you just call me?
I did not call you anything.
Yeah. What was that team? Let's get that roster up again.
Which one?
The Finnish one.
SR Peak Check.
SR Peak Check. Okay, you said it was down towards the bottom of the bracket here?
It is at the very bottom of the bracket, yes.
Add Friend is another one that stood out to me in this bracket, just to keep an eye on as we go through Merry-Go. would be another one to keep an eye on here.
Yeah.
Let's see. SRP check.
Oh, Team Peps.
Oh, yeah, Team Peps, of course.
While we're here, yeah.
Let's do that. Let's pull that up.
That's like a Team Peps. One our way down the list.
I was curious if Binbest was still on this. Yeah, it is still Binbest and FTE God.
And Get Amazed actually getting some playtime here.
Yes.
Like, this is a very strong, very French roster.
This is a very awesome roster.
It was I was hoping to get a chance to cast him last week, but they did not want to be cast on their first game. So
Logix is on the squad. Suyo.
Yeah, you've got we have seen Logix play recently. He played. Did he play in Last Ride? Yeah, he played in Last Ride. And unfortunately, he's still playing that role that he was last on Defiant, which is for some reason one of the world's best hit scan players gets brought in to place Symmetra on Control, and that is it.
Man wins the Widow 1v1 tournament against all the best snipers in Overwatch League. Logix won that thing, and they were all the top players were in that one, and he gets put in sim jail. That is it's just unfortunate. I mean, I can understand maybe not being at that level, that form anymore, but still, come on now. Give the man a chance to pop off.
Put some respect on the man's name.
Exactly. All right. I want to go find this Cloudy roster because LH Cloudy is a legend.
We've seen the French roster. Let's go see the Finnish roster.
Yep.
This is basically World Cup.
It does have some flavors of World Cup in here, which does not hurt my feelings. Like, please, for the love of God, bring back OWC, bring back Overwatch World Cup, OWWC as opposed to OWCC. Like, let's not get the acronyms backwards in my brain. But right.
Can I make a suggestion, Jeff? Hit the end button.
End?
Yeah.
I don't know where the end
button
button is.
Oh, it's on your keyboard.
Oh.
There we go. SRP check.
Oh, like end. I see it.
There we go.
I didn't know that button. I didn't know what the hell that button did. Like, I don't think I've ever touched that button in my life.
Wowzers, man! This is not the roster I was expecting when you said it was full of Finns. I was thinking we'd see maybe a Sauna, maybe we drag a Lynxer out of retirement, but no, LH Cloudy, and other than Skyle, I don't think I know many of these other players.
No, none of these.
Yeah, Yuri Etier is a support. I didn't get a chance to see them, so I had a chance to look in on one, but I did not get a chance to cast it. Mm-hmm. FWB is a hit scan player, pretty darn good. The sniper, Suomi, Finnish for Finland. They are pretty good as well. So I mean, I'm just expecting them to just make a stomp through the through the lower half of the bracket there on the winner's side. Another team that I was looking at was the Prestige Angeles or Angels.
Oh yeah, Angels.
Yeah. They are looking scary by their own rights. As I was looking at it, I got to get back to it here. But excuse me, coffee burps coming up.
Delicious.
It's so much fun.
We are pros at this.
Oh yeah,
we are just absolute.
I'm so glad I've got my name attached to this.
Welcome back, Phil. Have you missed us? Welcome back.
I go away for 1 month, the whole thing falls to shit.
Yeah, pretty much. But I won't argue with that. I accept that. I accept that.
It's Prestige. It's brother on brother crime coming up here in round 4 for Prestige. It's at the Angels versus Namaste, both from Prestige. So who's going to take the win in that one? That one could be a lot of fun to be looking at as I open it up here on my side. Just off the bat, I'm looking at Pure Irish and Timu.
Oh, yeah.
And Apples. So, I mean, you've got 3 damn good Tier 2 players right there off the bake.
Yeah, number 4, number 36 seed, like going at it pretty early.
Brother on brother violence. I haven't even looked at the Namaste roster yet.
Well, let's take a gander.
Let's do that, yeah.
See if anybody stands out here.
Listo, Drunk Dino. We all... Nimo's in there. I mean, there's some names in there.
Not too shabby.
Delio,
yeah, it's okay. They are a classic OD team, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I think
I'm sure they will have a good time in their time in OD.
I think they're going to get beat up.
I mean, top 32.
I was sugarcoating it. So
you only need top 32. Like, then you can get invited to the Summer Series Showdown thing that I can't even remember the name of.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it's called.
Because I'm a professional.
Really?
I am not.
I guess that probably just leaves us here with ANZ, and off the bat, I gotta say, I don't know a whole lot about the ANZ scene. It's a thing that I would actually like to learn a bit more. Maybe we can find an Australian or New Zealander out there to come and give us a rundown of what the ANZ scene is like. We can have a rundown. Let's have a look at maybe what the number 1 seed team is.
That'd be Expedition Crusaders.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've watched my fair share of Australian contenders, but I don't know about the T3 scene very much, I gotta admit. But
whoa, hang on. I gotta stop us right there, because look who their next match is scheduled up against.
I know, I saw that. Yes. Yes, and this was the next roster I wanted to check out. This one did pop out to me when I was reviewing this earlier. I was like, okay, I've got to see what Avoided have done in OCE.
Well, so here's the thing, right? Is that Avoided no longer exists. Like the whole thing imploded. They are all now, and they don't like talking about what happened with Avoided, which is unfortunate. So I wonder what is going on here. If they're just going, we're just gonna yank this name and play under it in Australia. What are they gonna do? Come over here and tell us off?
I mean, it's OCE 2.0, and they're using the same logo, or they're using a similar logo. I mean, like, they just had the exclamation point. I don't remember them having the warning underneath it. They just had the exclamation point. As expected, I don't really recognize any of these names.
I don't know any of these names.
No, like, I can point to a handful of ANZ players, and it would basically be go through the rosters going, oh, yeah, I recognize that player. But then most of the players I know were on Contenders teams at the end of the last season, and so I wouldn't really expect them to be down in OD. How many teams have we got in this region?
I was just looking at that. It's somewhere high 30s, 39, 43 is the highest number I'm seeing so far. I think that looks about accurate given the size of the bracket. So like 43 teams. I mean, not too shabby. Like, it's still going. There's still yes, exactly.
For a region that's traditionally one of the smaller regions, which is bizarre when you think of how big Australia actually is. That's a good showing. Looking forward to seeing what we get out of OCE this year. ANZ, even OCE. Acronyms are hard.
we have so many of them. It's too much.
Like, if you ever tried to keep track of all the acronyms in NA Collegiate, they're all so similar, and they're also like just different variations of like ECAC, NACE, EAC.
NECC.
Yeah.
They are extremely similar. Yeah.
I guess that's kind of us coming towards the end of the show here. We did warn everyone it was going to be a short one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a short episode.
Bit of a technical hitch there. Hopefully some more drama kicks off in Tier 2 and we can bring you a Tier 2 drama alert next week. Unfortunately, I guess all that we can do here is bring you the Tier 2 tweet of the week. And Jeff found this one, so I'm going to leave Jeff to cue that one up for us.
Yeah, we usually, pick something that's kind of memey and funny. This is actually incredibly wholesome. So this comes from Ruby, who plays for Mochi as well as Boulder, Colorado. I think it's
University of Colorado.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah. Thank you. Anyway, apparently got to go out to the Blizzard studio today. And took some pictures with the hosts out there. And just got some photos of her around there, but it was the tweet itself that I thought was so cool, because it was talking about how, for being so kind and talking with her, as well as being huge inspirations for me. Can't wait to make the most out of this summer. This is, I don't know, I just found this extremely wholesome. So this got my T2 tweet of the week.
And the additional context is that she is working as a game developer intern there this summer, which is why she's there at the campus today. It wasn't just like it
wasn't a random vacation.
come down and meet the Watchpoint staff. Like she's going to be working up. That's a really cool opportunity to go from gamer to developer, even in an intern capacity. Is really cool. So yeah, nice to see some non-game success and cool stuff happening for a player in this space. Yeah, very very good choice.
And
She's one of the nicest people.
Yeah, exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth, Billy. Took the words right out of my mouth.
She's a great interview too. I mean, she loves what she does. She's built up what CU Esports is. I mean, she has made that her life's passion. Pulled in the Contenders coach as well for their Overwatch squad. Their other teams are starting to do really well too. The Rocket League team has taken off very well, and they're trying to get it to be an official esports like some of these other big boy schools are. But I mean, they've won national championships on the back of being a club sport.
Yeah.
So Ruby, one of my favorite people. Congrats to her.
Yeah, great stuff.
There you go. We got a comment in chat. This is the smoothest, cleanest, most professionalist Overwatch podcast I've seen. That's what I'm talking about right there. Have you seen others? Jasper Von Der Park? They plead the fifth.
Oh yeah, so I assume I only know them as Jasper and as Baritone 10. I assume that's you, Jasper. Thank you for coming to Catches. I know that it is a difficult time to come and tune in when we're so late in NA and so painfully early in EMEA. But
no, we definitely appreciate you hanging out with us. Yeah. And our smoothest, cleanest, most professional Overwatch podcast ever made. There you go.
And to round out the smoothest, cleanest, most professional Overwatch podcast ever made, just want to give out a few rounds of thanks. So thank you, as always, to Glitch City for letting us use her remix of the King's Row theme as part of our music here today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to Jeff for putting in so much work behind the scene to get this running. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And all being well, we'll see you next week. We're going to be missing Jeff next week, which does produce some complications. Because if you can't tell, Jeff is doing all of the button pressing here. But Jeff is going to be at Kickoff Clash next week. So I'm going to be doing that. So, boy, if you thought this was smooth and professional, tune in next week.
You wait.
Just you wait.
God.
All right. Love y'all. We're out.
Mother.